the FC13 live stream of Curacao versus Canada. We're back. It's been a while, We did the game against Uruguay, we did the game against Qatar. That was back in September window during the World Cup. We thought about doing a live stream, but we got lives as well, so we wanted to watch that game in the company of our friends and family rather than getting huddling together around the YouTube screen.
It was too important. Is basically what you're saying. It was too important. We couldn't distract from everyone else. And plus, some of those games I had to watch back because of fucking work. But
no comment. I don't know. No comment there. That makes the people at home here listening sound as if they're not important. And who would I be to say that? I was just saying we had some different commitments during then, but we're back up and running. Hopefully, we can do a couple more of these as the season goes on. And this is going to be our first one. It's a Nations League game. We've got Thomas. Here. Thomas has done some podcasts with us before. And he actually did one with FC13 not that long ago, previewing this Nations League window. So who better to give us some context going into this fixture?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was Simon's group that he was profiling, but I'm decently well-versed on Canada because, it's my country, so I'm very...
sorry for throwing you under the bus there. Some early game jitters from me. There's a misplaced pass from me to the start of the game.
It's okay. It comes with chemistry. You guys will get it as the time moves on. We do have our starting 11, though. Any thoughts, concerns, any surprises?
It's not surprising, but a little surprising. The only surprise being there, I thought they were going to do 4-4-2. I can see with Buchanan on the bench. I've heard things here and there, but he might have an injury or two carried over from Bruges. That may explain why he's on the bench, and that perhaps explains why they're going for the three at the back and they're letting Lavrea play more of that deep role. And obviously there's no Alistair Johnson there because of his suspension, so that's why I'm assuming he would have been in that back spot as well. We've got two left-sided central midfielders, which is a little bit unorthodox. Left wingers, left side centre backs. You have none of them. You got too many of them, and Canada might have that right now. But I'm looking forward to it. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen Scott Kennedy in a Canada jersey as well. I've kind of forgot what he can bring to the table, so I'm looking forward for him and Cornelius especially. Yeah, we used to seeing Vittoria and Miller back there, so I just want to, and I've gone on record before in the podcast saying that I wanted to start transitioning guys like Hutchinson, Vittoria, and Boyan out because of their age, and with 2026 on the horizon. But I don't want to do that for the sake of it. So I want to see these guys do well and step up into that role. So I'm hoping for something good for them tonight.
I'm hoping they get a bit of a comfortable lead so they can bring on, your Laturis and Zators 100% later in the match.
100%. So, for me, I agree with you, Thomas. Yeah, I agree with you. For me, this would have been the game to start McGill, get him capped to Canada. I said in the last podcast, he's with Brighton's under-21 team. If this guy excels at the level that he's at, he could be a Premier League player, and we don't want to let that go. So I think we should have capped him this game. That being said, if we get a win, maybe Herman feels comfortable about putting him in against Honduras. The biggest problem to me with that, though, is Honduras is definitely a bigger matchup, and Herman really thinks highly of this Curacao team. I don't know what the hell they've done for him to change his mind, but Curacao is changing Herman's mind.
They have beaten Honduras so far in this campaign.
Curacao, they're a weird team. It's a team that we shouldn't take lightly, but the team we should also have a good run against. To me, this was McGill's opportunity. The fact that he's not starting makes me think he might not get minutes this window, which is fine. But again, it's just someone I don't want to see let go through the cracks.
I think.
Sorry, Paul. I'd like to introduce our next member of the FC13 or up the north, whatever you like to call him. Here's Simon.
Hey boys, what's going on?
Watching the game in a cardboard box.
The red lights, though.
Yeah, man, I had to set the vibe right.
Yeah, he's doing well. I thought I was doing well with the top I've got on. This guy's he's going for the red and the black lights.
I'm wearing Spider-Man. Actually, Spider-Gwen.
Simon looks like he's in a room where the guy in the chair should be.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. We got about 6 minutes before kickoff. Simon, any thoughts on your lineup?
Now, I think it's a really good lineup. It shows me that we're taking Curacao seriously, which we 100%. Should. Like you boys were pointing towards as I joined in, and I'm just excited to see what the lads can do tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was exciting to see them back after the World Cup. The World Cup may be a little bit disappointing for some, especially ones who had way too high expectations. So I think Herman wants to take this game seriously and really go. Thomas, did you have higher expectations of Canada at the World Cup?
I thought they would do a lot better than they would have.
So this is the game for you.
I completely underrated Morocco, which I think a lot of people did, but also I was way too high on them.
Oh, Morocco, I had basically doing that. So I'll take it. I mean,
I knew we were in a tough group. Like
the one solace.
I didn't expect us. Like I knew getting out was gonna be, a real challenge. That's for sure.
I think in hindsight, like they could have done better in that Belgium game. I think it was the worst thing at the time for Canada for that Belgium game to come first, because especially of how Belgium turned out to be. I think if they played Croatia first and sort of got that sort of like 4-1 reality check at the start, they might have been a bit more streetwise in that Belgian game. They wouldn't have got caught in that counter-attack. And I think just the way the fixtures fell didn't help them either. I think if they played Belgium later on, like when we realised what Belgium were, it would have stood Canada in much better stead than playing them right at the start.
Yeah, that Belgium game gave us false hope. It really made us think we belonged. And I'm not saying we didn't belong, because we had a hell of a campaign to get there. But it really put us in a different world where we weren't. We're not quite there yet. And it made us think that we were.
We got the infamous line about fucking up Croatia afterwards, like off the back of that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And as much as we should have beat Belgium, in all reality, if you go by that game alone, we should have beat Belgium. And the fact that we got so close gave us that false thoughts that we could go on and take on any team of the world, because we did that well against Belgium, and that just wasn't the case.
I remember reading all the reactions and stuff, and like all like these journalists from around the world, they were so impressed with us and our playing. I think maybe especially then combined with like the Herdman comments about Croatia, that sort of maybe even set us back a little bit, because we felt maybe we were too on top of the world.
Maybe, and even going into the World Cup, a lot of people, if you watch a lot of YouTubers, like predictions, a lot of people had Canada as their dark horse. I'm like, fuck, we're not the dark horse then, if everyone's thinking that. Like, if everyone's thinking it, we're not.
It's exactly what people say, like, I think my dark horse to win's going to be, like, I don't know, Croatia. It's not the dark horse then, is it?
No, exactly. I mean, no, it's really not. And I unfortunately did not have Canada coming out of the group. I was unfortunately right about that. I hate being right sometimes,
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Just being there was great, and I will never react to a goal.
They put up a good fight. Good fight.
And I will never react to a goal the way I did for Alphonso Davies scoring against Croatia.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm surprised I did not get kicked out of my building for that one.
So let's focus on getting out of this group tonight.
Yeah. There's no better way to get back down to earth from the World Cup than going to Curacao.
It's a fucking island. So joining us now is the voice, the host, the beauty, the miserable fuck, Andre.
I am in fact the miserable fuck, and I will take that every day of the week.
So much smaller now.
Don't worry, I'm backing out. You guys will have your big heads back soon enough.
That's good. I need to be big-headed.
Oh, I know you do.
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. The head's already big. It's got nothing to do with the visuals.
Yeah. All right, so kickoff is in about 2 minutes. Andre, any thoughts before Curacao kicks off?
I love these stadiums. I love these small teams. And I really love the fact that you can see the Canadian flag on the right-hand side waving nice and strong, which means people took a vacation out there. I fucking wish I was one of them.
Here's a fun question for you guys. Who did Alphonso Davies play his first ever Canada game against?
Curacao in 2017.
Baby. And Montreal.
In the Gold Cup?
It was a friendly before the Gold Cup.
Okay.
We seen the same Instagram post today, Michael, from Canada Soccer.
Hey, fuck you. I was there, okay? I was at that game. I witnessed it live. Eat shit. I'm going to get out of here. I'm backing out. You boys take the lead. Alena Rouge, let's go.
Peace out, Michael.
Come on, Canada.
What I will say going into this is I don't think we underestimated just like the travel demands in Concacaf. So like as much as Curacao, it's not the same as when they played Belgium or Croatia or Morocco. There's still like a lot of like just demand. If you look at Curacao on a map, it's practically in South America. It's a long way to go, which is why I'm glad the team is well trained in Fort Lauderdale in Florida, just to try and negate the logistics of that a little bit and get a bit climatized as well, like being on that Caribbean Sea. I think that'll go a long way.
Yeah.
And
I think this is a good chance for them to sort of see any new tactics. While he's going for it, he's not. Herdman's obviously not messing around. I think this is a good chance for him to try a new tactic.
well, Mauro Biello, because Herdman's not there, because he got the red card.
Yeah, Herdman's not there tonight.
The red card that everyone forgot about. Him, Alistair Johnson, and Raheem Edwards from the Honduran screw job back in last June.
He might not be there, but he's not gone the whole time. He's not going to be like, well, I'm not going to coach. No instructions. Fuck you all.
No, yeah, he has a game plan. That's for sure.
Yeah,
he's finally going to put that Bluetooth piece he has onto use.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, he could literally probably stand outside of the stadium and scream, and they could still hear him.
Oh yeah,
just easy.
Can scream through like a vuvuzela. Probably blend in with the fans.
Vuvuzelas. For the love of God, Thomas, no vuvuzelas.
Yeah, we are away tonight. Keep them away tonight.
We are
actually. I might need a vuvu to keep me awake. It's a late kickoff for me on the East Coast.
Yeah, visibly by your background.
It's practically the day still here. Fun fact: we all live across Canada. I live in Rocky Mountain time, aka best time. It's just turned 7 o'clock here. It's a beautiful day. Looked like it might snow earlier on today, but that's passed up, and it's just nice and sunny now.
You lucky bastard.
And me, I'm in Ontario. So is Thomas, I believe.
Yep. It's been horrible.
Yeah, Ontario. And then we've also got Michael's also in Ontario. So, but he's on the border with the worst province. So,
and then I'm in New Brunswick, boys, which we don't really need to talk about that because no one really does anyway.
You know what? I got nothing against New Brunswick. I like New Brunswick.
No, it's a great place, but you know,
there's nothing there. It's just a series of trees and occasional humans.
Seen a tourism advert for the other day. Look not bad.
Well, don't look at the tourism ad, or else you've seen all of New Brunswick.
Man, Scott Kennedy looks good in the face mask.
Yeah, Victor Osherman of Canada.
The Phantom of the Opera. That's my go-to terrible joke whenever a player wears a mask.
Yeah, but he actually looks like the Phantom of the Opera, so it's a little bit more terrifying.
He must be ready to go for this as well. He picked up an injury that kept him out of the World Cup squad. So, obviously all the players who missed out want to prove something, but I feel like he just wants to just remind everybody where he is, especially because there's a high chance he's probably going to get called up. He's been involved in a lot of squads. Herdman clearly likes him. I feel like he gets a little bit forgotten about because he plays in the second league in Germany. It's not like he doesn't play at the sort of same level, I guess you'd say, as a bunch of the other European-based players. But he is a fairly handy defender. And it's good to have a lefty back there.
Yeah, absolutely.
As someone who's left-footed myself, just have to mention it.
Yeah, shout out the lefties, boys.
Oh yeah, all the best for
I'm actually pretty ambidextrous, even with my feet on the pitch. So
same. Yeah. I'm fucking garbage with both.
Andre, you're antidextrous.
I am. You know what? I'm dexterous phobic.
So first impression, this stadium kind of looks exactly how I thought the stadium was going to look. Classic
Curacao.
Yeah, that sort of small race, athletics track look
to
it.
Yeah,
I kind of like it though. Looks like there's a little bit of wind in there.
I don't know if you boys seen today. You probably didn't, but Montserrat was hosting Haiti, and the stadium at Montserrat was it overlooked all these hills on the ocean side. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
It's what BMO was supposed to look like. BMO was supposed to have the nice lake view, wasn't it? It's got too big.
Well, you'll never have a lake view in BMO because it's the way everything works. You'd have to actually be higher up to see it, but the whole idea was nice. Lakeshore Terrace, blah 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 blah. I just want them to get rid of all those fucking parking lots and do something with it, for Christ's sakes.
I think they are with the expansion. I think they're expanding the Lakeshore side.
They literally have to. They have no option because they have to meet the requirements for FIFA, but I don't think they're really doing much in terms of expanding out. I think they're going to take up the corner spaces and then just add a really tall, like they did the temporary one for the MLS Cup.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking crowd over there. Like, yeah, it's got a good support here. That main stand looks fairly full. I'm not sure how many Canadians made the trip. Andre, you made a comment. You thought you could see some earlier.
Oh yeah, I could see at least probably I'd say 8 or 9.
Obviously, to appease the YouTube overlords for having to watch this without any sounds. So, you know, if there's some guy screaming Canada over and over again, I'd like to apologize for not acknowledging him here.
Yeah, true. I have the sound up a little bit, but obviously not much.
No, I don't think. I think we've appeased the YouTube right now as it stands.
I
Yeah,
guess I
'cause
have
we,
everything going through my headphones as well. I can kind of pull it off.
Well, we almost may or may not have possibly gotten a potential ban from, you know.
Yeah.
I like a snippet of sound that we don't even know.
We got
Like our Facebook got banned.
A free kick given away against Coney there. It's hard to believe that this is his first start for Canada. It doesn't feel like it. Because he's made a lot of appearances of late, but like guests have all been off the bench. Like he just feels just like such an integral member of the squad now.
So he didn't.
That's
start
probably just
one
because
of
he
those
plays in
friendlies
Europe
before the World Cup.
No, like Hutchinson was still the starter at that point.
Yeah, that's why it is weird that it is his first because it just feels like he has before.
because I remember that amazing goal against Bahrain. I thought he started that one.
Oh, he came off the bench for that one because like a lot of the Montreal players, like their season only just ended at that point. So like it was typically more so like the Toronto, Vancouver, and other MLS players that started. I think Waterman got the start, but like Coney came off the bench.
Boys, I gotta say, shout out the quality of this pitch, and I think that's definitely gonna benefit Canada, obviously, because we want to play fast pace and keep the ball. And I mean, a lot of Concacaf pitches don't really hold up to that style of play. So shout out to the Curacao groundskeepers there.
It's better than BC Place.
Is it not turf?
I'm almost positive it's turf.
You can kind of see the way the rain's reflecting on it. It looks like turf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
But still, you got to maintain turf too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a nice looking stadium. Like,
well,
the press box. There's actually a press box.
Yeah, right above. Most of the national stadiums in these regards are of a decent quality. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I have been to some really, really interesting, like in Panama, Cuba, Dominican Republic. Like a lot of those. Like I've been to a lot of those stadiums, and they are fucking dicey. But when you get to the national ones, they tend to be a bit better. Like they tend to be a bit more like
for sure.
I mean, it's their sport, isn't it? So like,
yeah. I mean, like, you know what? Whoever made that trip down to Curacao, or whether or not there may be expats who live there, like that would be amazing. Like it's probably.
You guys remember the World Cup qualifying match in Jamaica though? Like that wasn't. I remember that pitch being like pretty awful. Like, you know what I mean? It does come up in continental matches sometimes, so
I wonder,
just nice to see a good quality one tonight.
I wonder if that's like typical. If that was like a cricket stadium first, I didn't watch that game, so it was kind of before I came to Canada. But like I remember watching Pacific. They played Waterhouse, I believe it was in the Concacaf League, and that game was on a cricket pitch, and like it was having an effect on the game. It wasn't exactly a pristine pitch or anything. Not that like Starlight Stadium's not exactly the new camp or anything, but like there was some bad things going on with the pitch that night, if I can remember correctly.
Daniel, the camera angle's also low on One Soccer.
Oh yeah.
It's always low. It's always low. I don't know why and why the fuck they do that.
On Pacific, it's like ground level.
Pacific, it looks like a guy's holding the camera.
It's so weird. It's like the 18-yard boxes are like 12 yards because you can't see the full thing.
You guys know why it's like that in Pacific, right?
Is it to do with the
hydro pole?
Yeah, like they have massive hydro poles, but apparently they removed them this year.
Yes, like the main one is now gone.
So hopefully they can get that camera a little higher for sure. Yeah, I hate watching Pacific home matches.
All right, here we go.
And like it sucks because Starlight is such a nice stadium, and like the fan base is awesome out there, and like
it's not on Sportsnet. We're watching this on One Soccer, so I believe you can also watch it on Fubo TV as well. It's not on Sportsnet or TSN.
I think this might be on YouTube. Don't quote me on that.
No, maybe
it might be on the Concacaf YouTube.
Just in Canada.
Yeah, like from a Canadian
Yeah.
standpoint, anyway, it's the ways to watch it are through One Soccer or, as I believe, as a result of that, Fubo TV.
Mm-hmm.
You can get
it looks like he's
Yeah,
offside.
never mind.
Yeah, you can get freebies like trials, all that stuff, or do what all the cool kids do: steal it.
Daniel Pinto is watching
I've
this
been watching
through Paramount Equal. So if you're looking for alternatives to watch it, Paramount might be worthwhile as well. And yes, there is indeed going to be a Connie Masterclass incoming. I'm also on there.
Paramount Plus has the rights for the Nations League this year in the USA. If you're trying to watch from there, I don't think a VPN works. Like I had a couple people in the community try that, but yeah, I've been watching most Nation League games like on a free streaming site or whatever.
If any VPNs companies want to sponsor us right now, now's your perfect moment.
Yeah, whoever ran Hezgoal will get it back up and running for you if you just sponsor us.
You'd be still my beating heart, Mr. Hezgoal. Although I never used you, but like,
Never.
Yeah, never used you, but like, I heard what happened, and that was a shame for the people who used you.
You're a saint then if you've never used Hezgoal.
Oh, good bit of skill there. Is that Sorio?
Yeah, Sorio.
Is the ball?
Side netting.
I think that's the first shot on target there. That's from Jonathan Davids.
Jonathan Davids. He's going 10, not 20.
Yeah, it's a different change in number for him.
Yeah.
You think Osorio's playing number 10?
Osorio would probably be 21, I think.
Yeah, he is.
I think David is. Yeah, David's 10. Sorry,
David.
I'm getting a little bit.
Don't worry. On the bottom, the Canada starting 11. It has the numbers there. Don't worry. You'll find out.
This is why Andre's a regular host and not me. Okay, long ball.
You have the accent though, Paul.
He does.
Rough challenge.
Oh, he bet him for pace or something bad there. Was that Vittoria?
Yep, that's Vittoria.
He lost.
See, that's what I'm worried about there. Like Vittoria is a good defender, but a 36-year-old is a 36-year-old.
If he can at least make sure he keeps his calm, because that's his problem. If he can keep his calm, we should be okay.
I feel like, especially for his age as well, he shouldn't be the isolated defender in that situation, like on the outside. I'd be more comfortable with like Kennedy or Cornelius in that situation. I prefer Vittoria to sort of be that middle, almost kind of like somewhere between a sweeper and a centre back in that sense.
Do we have the Curacao lineups posted anyway?
We can look it up.
I can check.
I was just gonna say, look out for. I think it's number 7 and 10, the Bacuna brothers. Like they're pretty crafty and they're like playing at a decent level in Europe.
Yeah, the guy in the thumbnail is Janino Bacuna.
Yeah, the Bacuna brothers. I think they're 10 and 7. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. I did since I researched this group for our podcast, Thomas.
Yeah.
Now's the time to plug it, boys. It's a Concacaf Nations League. What's the podcast about?
Yeah, Islands to Igloos, Concacaf coverage through a Canadian lens, available on FC13. Thomas and I, we didn't get to fully cover every nation in the Nations League, but we definitely covered every group, tried to cover every nation in each group, even like British Virgin Islands, who haven't won a competitive CONCACAF game since 2004. So yeah, we tried to show every nation some love, and just want to spread CONCACAF and just soccer in general around Canada for sure.
I wonder what that yellow card was there with the number 3 for Curacao jostling with Larea there. Maybe just being like some words or something.
Oh, speaking of number 3.
Dangerous ball in the box.
Yeah, dangerous chance.
Good athleticism there.
Half chance.
Yeah, I think Canada defended that fairly well, given that was a really good ball
sure.
in. A couple of shout-outs
to he got that volley down.
Daniel Pinto's watching from Houston. Oh, lovely. How the weather's lovely this time of year. We're all watching stuff in Canada. Good.
Shout out Houston. Yeah, I wish I was there right now.
Yeah, sure. MLB starting up soon, so go Houston Astros, is it? The World Series champions?
Yep.
No one's going to take this one away from you. Got Alexandre wondering where he can watch it for free. Can't really watch it for free. I mean, if you're in the States, I think Paramount Plus
You
get
can,
them-
but we
you
just
can-
can't technically say it on the stream.
we
If
can't tell
anyone
you, but,
wants
like,
to post a potential link, I'm just saying that's not against the rules.
I would say that if you're watching the States, I know that Paramount Plus, in my experience, I've been able to get 1 month free trials. It might be different for live sports, but like that might be worth a while trying. Andre, I think you've got a fan from Oshawa here.
Yeah, shout out to John, obviously. It's my boy. Just keeping it, you know what? We were going to watch together, but it's too late and with little ones, and love to see that he's tuning in and actually watching with us.
I have had the privilege of seeing what Ottawa looks like. Oshawa looks like thanks to Andre. Ottawa as well, but I've seen Oshawa thanks to Andre. It's nice, but I think I'll stay in British Columbia. To be honest,
It's definitely a town.
It is a place. It is one of the places in Canada.
It is definitely one of the places in Canada.
Oh, a bit of a mix up there. Two of them went into each other. Just about got away with it. Lorea and Eustachio, that was. Problem solved. And Jay Sherman 007 asking, will Canada score more than 1 today? Hopefully.
Yes. Yeah.
It seems to be a bit of a
Yes, they
scrap.
will.
I feel like the game's still trying to find its feet here. Like neither team's really sort of like got like a proper foothold on the ball. It's still a bit juggling back and forth a little bit. I'd like Canada to like get the ball on the ground and just put a whole bunch of passes together, just keep some sustained possession for maybe 5 minutes or so. I want to see Davies get more into the game here as well. I feel like we've not really had too much of an impact from him so much at this point. So we need to try and like feed the ball more to the left.
Yeah, the only time I've seen him so far is when he was defending Vittoria or holding him back.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little funny with these camera angles as well because like it's biased right now to the right-hand side of the pitch. Like I've found that like personally when I've been to like games personally, like obviously if I'm at a sideline, like whatever sideline is close to me, I'll end up thinking they're having a much busier game than the person on the other side, just because the visual distortion. Some good pressing here going on, and recycle the ball.
Yeah, this is what we need.
Retreat,
force turnovers in dangerous positions.
Yeah,
like guard all the way back.
The pressing was good there, which is what Canada's good at. We've got a lot of young, like hungry attackers who are like at their prime age to like do a lot of pressing. Also,
Same
like
with
Davis,
midfield, especially this midfield tonight in the starting 11.
It's a very athletic midfield that Canada's got. It's one of the like probably like most athletic in quite a while in that sense. Eustachio, like I can like rave for him all day. Like I think he is. The way I've described it is Davies lifts Canada's ceiling, but Eustachio lifts Canada's floor. Is the way I like to interpret it.
You are, but I mean, like you're all in on the Eustachio train, so that's kind of a kind of a little bit of a biased opinion of it.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that.
But with no Alistair Johnston, Paul has to find someone else to praise heavily.
No, well, there's a Ryan Gauld scenario, right? Where he's got his man on a team, and that's not fucking changing.
Honestly, respect though. At least he's not switching up.
He's kept the ball in there, I think. Yeah, Curacao have actually done well to hold the ball there. They have some good footballers in this team.
Yeah, they do. They have some players playing abroad, especially in the Netherlands, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're part of like the Dutch Caribbean, so I think they'll have like a lot of dual nationals.
Yeah, same as Suriname as well, where like I know that's the country to like keep an eye on in the next couple of years because of that sort of like dual nationality advantage they have with the Netherlands. They were like one of the tougher games Canada had to play in their early stages of 2022 World Cup qualifying, particularly in that sort of first half.
Well, one of the benefits, at least now, is that people are starting to see Canada as a viable option. We're not begging and pleading for secondary people. We're not trying to find people with a stretch of some sort of heritage here that are never going to get into their home team, their nationality. So at least people might now start to pick Canada as a viable option for World Cup. You know. Yeah,
like the sort of what big one that's gotten away in the last couple of years has been Tomori from AC Milan. You're kind of hoping that like the stage that Canada's at now, especially the World Cup, that's not going to happen again. Because I think if like like say if Canada got to 2018 instead of 2022, Tomori would probably be playing for Canada right now because they like can see it as a viable like team.
Mm-hmm.
because you got to remember as well, I guess, like from a European standpoint, like Canada's a long way to go for an international break, which, I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but like when you're constantly like having to fly like there and back all the time, and like the games you'd have to play away from home.
Jeez, Kennedy.
Yeah.
Well, and they want
One way to reactivate an injury.
He's not taking a break to that face, is he?
And that is why you wear the mask, ladies and gentlemen. That is why the mask is there.
Yeah, exactly.
Specifically why the mask is there.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Neutron, shout out in the comments. I would love to give you a link to free streaming. Unfortunately, rules will prohibit us from posting one. But if anyone in the comments wants to post
one, right? He posted one right before that.
Did he?
Yeah, he was just saying. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're not going to read it out, but like you can find it.
You'll find. Yeah.
DM Andre. He can get you on a legal streaming site.
Yeah. DM me, and I will. We're back to the golden age of internet piracy because of Apple TV.
Oh, fuck. Turnover.
Oh, here he goes again. Oh,
Play
there's
this
Davies.
wisely.
Iron with the ball.
Oh,
Jeez,
jeez,
man,
he's
the
so good.
touch.
Good footwork there. Like it looks like the ball got away from initially there, Davis,
Easy
but like he does
call
well to
there.
recover.
Sean Rea footwork.
What do we think of like Nagelsmann just like suddenly getting fired from Bayern Munich then? Because like he's been getting really good form out of Davies. He's been playing further up the pitch. He's been contributing more in attacking sense. He's been enjoying his football. I mean, he'd been enjoying his football in Bayern like beforehand. It looked like Nagelsmann was a really good fit for him. Thomas Tuchel, successful guy and all that. He's probably a different personality from Nagelsmann. Like Tuchel is like famously of that sort of like Mourinho and Conte mold, and the fact that like he's a big sort of self-destructive pain in the ass. So I'm kind of like, it's still a big name, and Davis is always going to be Davies, but like it doesn't sit right with me this direction Bayern's gone to.
I thought Tuchel would end up at Tottenham. I did not expect him to be at Bayern at all.
No. Tuchel likes to win trophies.
But I was gonna say, ironically, I think Nagelsmann's been linked heavily with Spurs, but I think Spurs are just kind of like, I don't want to spend too much time away from this. Yeah, there seems to be a team that sort of like throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks when it comes to managerial appointments at the moment. Okay, get a good ball in the box, get it nice and low.
Down.
Oh. A little bit of space there. Is that broke for David?
Yeah.
Keep that ball. Just keep the ball moving. Still got quite a few numbers up. There. So this is kind of what's more like it. Like you can see much more of the Canadian players in the half. Like this is what I kind of wanted, just like a period of sustained possession in the Curacao half.
Tori on the wing here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that left wing is starting to find their footing.
Good entry pass.
Oh, that was
right back.
Really set that up perfectly.
Oh, that's good. Oh, let's go.
Hey, let's go,
boys. That's you guys a couple seconds ahead of me there.
Yeah, Thomas had the jump on that one, but
there you go.
Thomas,
I know we
want to react, but I'm going to tell you right now, fucking as beautiful as it is, we're going to be like all over the place. So don't be the person who fucks with us to be like, yeah, and nothing happens.
So let's watch that again. So Larea has the ball, plays it across right to David. Perfect delivery.
Yeah, that was a well-worked goal.
Great.
We kept the ball in our half well there. Yeah, Larea's been solid.
Ooh.
He had the assist. He had the assist last week too, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand why Nottingham Forest never ever gave him a chance.
I think a lot of it might be to do with Jed Spence.
They had a good
Spence. Yes, Jed Spence just happened to be really, really good. I think it's more of a case of Larea being in the right place but at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because in good form.
If he was there now, I think he'd be playing because Jed Spence is on loan at Rennes, I think.
Yeah, I just it was bad timing. Timing for him.
It was. Yeah, let's go, Johnny David.
Yeah, he's been on fire. He's been on fire. I feel like I say this every 6 months with a transfer window coming up, but like this has to be the next transfer window has got to be the one who leaves Leo, right? Like I feel bad saying I feel bad saying that as if I'm like trying to get him away from Leo, like in disrespect to them, but like he can go to that next level.
Oh, for sure. Well, he definitely wants to.
Like there'll be teams there, like they've been. Obviously, like it depends on what managers wear. Like I know those links with Bayern, for example, but if like Nagelsmann's leaving and again Tuchel in now, like would Tuchel want him? You look at AC. Those links with AC Milan and Man United; those could still be in the cards. Like I think it's very much like a lot of it is within his control about where he wants to go. And hopefully, let's have a discussion about Kyle Larin about picking the right move.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it definitely has to be the right move.
Don't go to Bruges.
No.
That'd be a step back anyway for David.
Oh yeah,
I know what
sure.
you're saying. I know what you're saying. His name with David.
Don't go to the one of the elite clubs equivalent of Club Bruges then.
Yeah, exactly. And just sit on the bench.
Avoid that.
Paul
Unless you're Jean
McNulty,
Buchanan.
avoid Bruges.
Paul McNulty, Colin Farrell, and Kyle Larin. Avoid Bruges. That's got to
Fair.
settle a couple of nerves. That's got a couple of settled nerves, I imagine. Like I said, we're talking about this could be a difficult game. Part of this now is Curaçao's going to have to gonna attack. I mean, it's not as if they were sitting back anyway, but like I think scoring this early, as long as Canada can get a second one like relatively like soonish or / have control of the game, I think we should be able to like relax a little bit. Oh, am I speaking of the
Davies?
devil? Oh,
Nearly.
just about out-muscled there. But they're getting the balls into him, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
That was a
now that we scored a
good,
goal, it's going to open things up. And, I mean, Curacao is obviously going to want to look for an equalizer. So, hopefully, we can continue to hit them on the break.
Yeah,
doing
if we
a
just
very good
play
job of
physical,
beating
just try to beat them to the ball.
There's Bakuna with a nice little turn. Nothing from it.
And into Borjan's hands. He's not really had much to do so far, Borjan, in this game.
Yeah,
nice
no,
and,
nothing really. Like,
nice and
they
steady.
had that one volley off target, but
Honestly, the biggest comment so far, I guess, is it's a shorts night for Borjan.
No, it's always he has to wear his long pants, man. You always have to wear the long pants.
He's spiritually wearing the long pants, is it, Andre?
Well, just get socks. Just design socks that go the whole way up.
Like American football socks?
Yeah. Either that or just wear pantyhose the whole time, all the time.
Just for like really long, baggy shorts.
He's just wearing
MC Hammer pants.
Can't touch this. Nah.
I mean, it is currently 26 degrees right now in Curacao. Don't blame him for wearing shorts.
All right, I wouldn't be fucking wearing shorts in that weather. I got a 27 here in my own house.
And it is 10 p.m. over there, I believe, according to Google. Could be wrong, but like I'm gonna say that's what it is. Man, that sounds
it
lovely
looks
right
like
now.
it's about 10 p.m. where they are for sure.
Yeah, it's just sky's just been painted. It's not even dark. It's just painted black.
Exactly.
Got a. Oh, did well to hold on to the
Ooh,
ball
nice
there.
little work there. Yeah, nice little bit of work.
Larea on the right. Larea on the right. Larin along beside him. Not much there to support. Pitch is opening up a bit now. Plays it back towards Kennedy to Victoria. Just keep recycling. Just keep recycling the play. That's what I'm saying.
The sea of blue amongst the couple red there. That's not something I necessarily want to see, but I mean, I know they're going to swarm.
Mm-hmm. And this temperature as well, like it would probably take a lot out if you were saying it's like 26 degrees. It's probably going to be very humid over there with it being like an island nation on the Caribbean. Like you got to be able to like game manage fairly well those conditions too. Like we know what that can do to you in Concacaf. Oof.
Coney with a cheap turn. Oh,
Go.
bailed him out.
Yeah, I thought he got lucky there.
Yeah, I didn't see much there. I thought he gave it away pretty easily, really.
I'll take it.
He
Yeah.
did for
Credit
sure.
to-
That's for
Shout
sure.
out to Joel here, though, quickly. Where can I watch you? Right now, it's on One Soccer and Fubo. So if you're in Canada, One Soccer and Fubo are going to have it. Now, Fubo is also American, so that will have Paramount, which will also have the game. So those are two places you can do it.
Oh,
Other than
Davies.
that, if you are outside of the continental United States and Canada, steal it. Steal the stream,
Or it's on Paramount Plus if you have that in the USA.
which is on Fubo. That's why usually, like, if you've got a Fubo subscription in the States, they have Paramount. Oh, come on.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like if someone just had Paramount Plus by the odd chance, like it'd
Yeah.
also be on there.
Check that.
I think that has
there
like
is-
Champions
There
League
is
as
a
well.
really
so.
good website you can check out for any games. If anyone is watching, and if they want to sponsor us, I don't think they even make money. LiveSoccerTV.com will tell you where a particular match, either club level or international level or friendly, is being broadcast in your country. So
Yeah.
it will tell you the networks that you're doing.
Yeah,
so
that's a
from the
good site.
Netherlands, Live Soccer TV will tell you exactly where you can watch that particular one, depending on who actually has the rights.
For sure.
Great site. It's an absolute blessing. Joel, I'll even do you a little bit of a favor. I'll look this up for you.
Yeah, I use that site all the time.
You pretty much have to.
Long
So
ball over the top. I've noticed Curacao have tried that a few times, the long ball over the top to sort of get past Canada's midfield. It's not exactly the paciest defence Canada has, especially with 3 centre-backs back there.
Chance.
yeah,
Corner,
Yeah,
I
Wall
think.
had the chance here.
Worked out pretty well. Looks like Eustáquio might be the one who intercepted it.
Number 9 on Curacao is Janga is his last name. He's a
Strong
striker.
guy, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
playing at CFG Cluj in Romania, the first division.
Oh, I've
Pretty
heard
big
of
team,
them.
no?
Yeah, so
Celtic have played them before in Europe a few times.
yeah, I just seen him. He made a nice little run there, and I had the notes on him from the podcast, so I had to give a little info on him.
So Live Soccer
Oh.
TV is saying that this game is being broadcast on Facebook Live, YouTube, and on the Concacaf official app. So if you are watching, because I know they have, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the broadcaster in Finland, but they are in Finland, they're in Denmark, so there's going to be one there. I would check those out. Concacaf official app, YouTube, or Facebook Live, they might be there. I know Concacaf has actually been really good at posting games live. They've actually done this in the past, and it's a way to sort of generate interest. But because of our national broadcasters here, we're trying to capitalize on the market right now.
CIB.
I didn't see the Canada game on Concacaf YouTube, but I know they've been like region blocking a lot of the games. Like I couldn't watch Trinidad on YouTube. Like they blocked it in Canada, so they're pretty selective on where
Yeah.
they broadcast.
Trinidad is a Canadian Premier League All-Star team. I mean, 2 goals from former CPLers, and
Yeah, they had a
Rampersad goes the
they had a good
distance.
showing for sure. Yeah,
Keep on them.
they kept that group interested in Thomas.
Yeah.
Some good pressing by Coney there, and Slate Canada turning over the possession and regaining it. Get the ball up in Curaçao's half. Oh, really good fight there. So earlier on, just that was Curaçao's first shot. So we're looking at 2 shots for Canada, 1 for Curaçao. Canada have had 1 shot on target. As of the 30-minute mark, Canada have 57% possession to Curaçao's 43, 171 passes to 127, and a pass accuracy of 84% to 79%. And that seems like really high. It doesn't feel like a nippy game so far, but 10 fouls combined, 4 for Canada, 6 for Curaçao. Doesn't feel that many, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I
The
guess
game's been flowing pretty good for sure.
Oh, breaking the ball there. Oh, call back. Also, I think kind of messes me a little bit because the referees are sort of trained to keep their flag down a bit longer now than they normally would to let attacks play out.
I think that was a foul call, actually.
Yeah.
What?
That is the
yeah.
worst. That is the worst fucking thing on the planet that we have somehow adopted. Keeping that flag down until
the point still stands.
What
I
is
think it
what
might
is
have gone
I
out.
think they went out of bounds.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, okay, good call then.
Boyan
Good
gets
call.
closed down there.
That's a really close call.
That's a classic Boyan. That's classic Boyan there.
That's true.
He's honestly, he seems to be he seems to be a guarantee for one of those a game at this point.
Well,
I remember he
definitely
did
had a pretty crucial one against Croatia, wasn't it? Or was that Morocco?
Morocco.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
Morocco.
I'm
So,
sure I remember
a lot
something.
of games in the old brain.
I'm sure I remember something like that against Uruguay as well, where he made a rash decision. He recovered from it, but he's very headstrong, I guess, in that sense. It's I feel Bojan's been a good 7, but I feel like he's on borrowed time at this point. I'd like to see Dane Sinclair get a run, obviously there's Crepo as well, but we don't know how long his recovery is going to be at this point. But I definitely like to see Sinclair get some game time.
I'd say Dane's gonna be the number one by 2026 for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that's coming up. Who's to say we don't find someone who switches allegiances in the meantime?
Or maybe like Tom McGill does become a regular Premier League starter.
If I had to make a prediction, I'd say Dane's probably going to be the guy by that time.
I would say it's
25 seconds.
Unless this Tom McGill is like an absolute stud. So
I think with Tom McGill right now, I think it's a case of like the potential's there, which is why Canada trying to get him cup tied. Like he's not actually played a professional game for Brighton yet. He's just played like some League Two games and some Brighton reserves games. So I think it's just a case of just cap tie him early at this point. And if he turns out to be like shit hot, then fantastic, Canada's got him. If not, there's nothing lost. They still have Maxime Crepeau and Dane Sinclair there. So like it's a position that Canada are like are pretty comfortable in right now, actually, as goalkeeper.
Yeah, and Sierwa and Pantomis, the Montreal boys.
Exactly, yeah. We didn't even get to mentioning those.
Sure.
Like there's a lot of depth there.
There is, 100%.
Was the goal good? Yeah, the goal came from Maria. He took it from the edge of the box and sort of played like a nice through ball that kind of split the defense of a lot of Curacao players in the box, but he played it perfectly into the feet of David, who from a one-time shot just put it past the goalkeeper. It was well worked. It kind of came from a sustained period of Canadian pressure. The goal wasn't sort of coming, but like you can see that like Canada were definitely working towards it. And it's always good to see like David score as well. Like I like Jonathan David, and like he's a striker. I like seeing the this is going to sound the stupidest thing in the world, but I like seeing strikers score goals because I like seeing that sort of like
I like seeing strikers strike.
Yeah, I like that individual.
Some great input by Paul McNulty.
That's like John Madden level of. Well, if you put the ball in the net, you're gonna have a better time than the other team.
What I mean is like it's an individual possession, like it's very much like you got to obviously a team, but it's almost if you're in a battle yourself. Like you are on the pitch to score goals, you have to score goals. A striker could do nothing a whole game. If they score a goal, the perceptions have had a good game. And so in that sense, I'm happy that David scored because like I like seeing him doing well for Canada.
So you're not a fan of like a false nine? You just want somebody who scores.
False nine's all right. I feel like it's just like I think Spain made it just look cool from when they won the Euros in 2012. I'm not really sure how sustainable it is compared to just like playing a normal striker because I think you've seen teams
who you're playing.
I think you see teams that don't have like a striker, like it does catch up with you eventually.
Oh, of course it does. Absolutely does.
You look at teams who like win big tournaments. So look at Real Madrid, they had Karim Benzema just there. You look at Argentina, they had Lionel Messi playing like the most central, like essentially ever has his entire career. You look at France back then, like Benzema didn't score, but they had that focal point up front, and like even though having him as a striker up there allowed the rest of the team to like flourish around him. And like look at Germany as well. Like I feel like it's no coincidence that since the retirement of Miroslav Klose, like a undisputed number one striker for Germany, they've not been the team that they have been beforehand. Like Timo Werner hasn't really been able to fill that void, and they're just not as imposing or intimidating as they used to be under that like early Joachim Low reign. Like I think it's still very important to have a striker, but it's like I don't want to say it's going out of fashion, but like you get less and less like top level strikers. I think now it's a bit of a renaissance now with Mbappe and Haaland, but like you think of the amount of midfielders you get, for example, and how important fullbacks are. Oh, red cards.
Yeah, 2 yellows.
2 yellows, yeah.
Second yellow.
That'd be your lad who was
I was going to say
earlier.
Yeah, I didn't realize the red was coming out, but I seen them stop it up for a yellow.
Vitoria seems to be very apologetic.
It was clearly an accident, but it was clearly a yellow. That's shitty. That sucks.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a yellow. It was definitely a yellow offense, 100%.
But you just can't not. Will Friday in the comments there. Paramount Plus, yes, doesn't seem to work from Hamilton, Ontario. Not sure why. Paramount Plus is an American thing. They are the only ones who writes. If you're watching Paramount Plus, you probably have a Fubo TV subscription. Please use that. They have One Soccer. The game is on there.
If you're watching in Hamilton, there might be like some sort of maybe supporters club or something nearby that could be around. Like I know that obviously Forge have the big presence there, so like maybe a bunch of the battalion or something are watching a bar stuff. I don't know if that's viable or not, but like there's always that option as well.
If you want to watch from home, Fubo is where you're going to do it. Paramount Plus, Paramount's on Fubo. Fubo is the one that also it's more of a broadcasting network than it is a specific. But yeah, I think there's actually an official supporters event there. So there's still plenty of time for you to get out there if you're in Hamilton to jump in with a whole bunch of other supporters and watch the game, which is the ultimate experience. It is a way better experience than, watching technically from home. Even though you get to watch us, you can still watch us while being out there with them. The look on his knee is why Turf needs to fucking go.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
True, yeah.
Wow.
AstroTurf needs to fucking go. FIFA needs to ban this shit and take all those billions of dollars they line the pockets with and help them put in grass. Because if BMO Field can have grass,
I am
no excuse.
almost certain that BC Place has to get rid of its turf as a condition for the World Cup.
They do, yeah. That's
Yeah.
World Cup rule.
Yeah, it just seems unsustainable and honestly madness if that wasn't the case. But I mean, it was in 2015.
Yeah, but the rules were different.
But
Yeah,
with 2015,
for
they
the
also
Women's World Cup.
we know that FIFA doesn't give a shit about the women, so neither does Canada.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, that's topical.
I'm pretty sure that FIFA probably was you should put grass in, and then Canada soccer was no, fuck the women,
What's
and then
grass?
just didn't.
Well, we can always just cry about it because we have a winter, so we can say no, we need the AstroTurf.
But so does everywhere else. Winter goes pretty far, and I mean Toronto has grass, so it's due.
And yeah, well, I know Minnesota United, they have grass, but they have a very specialized pitch there. So it's not just so it's kind of some sort of hybrid pitch where it's allowed to be natural grass, but there is artificial elements to it that allows the grass to be maintained. The USA played Honduras, in that game where half the Honduras team got hypothermia just over a year ago or so, and that wasn't natural grass.
Yeah,
Just like Andre said, the money that the FIFA executives are lining their pockets with should go towards everyone's national stadium having grass in it for sure, and to be able to maintain it too, the cost for that.
Because
if we actually cared about the game, but
this game's getting a bit chirpy. This game's getting a bit chirpy now, isn't it?
Yeah.
He just rubbed the studs across Lareo's face.
Boyan's coming through. Big Boyan. He's gonna look at. Like Boyan's kind of the sort of older brother of everyone in this team. When anyone's getting in trouble, he's always first to back them up. I like that. I like that. And
yeah, he's always the first one in there for sure. Well, not the first one because he has to run up from the end of the field, but
he would be the first if he could. Obviously, I want to sort of move on as a goalkeeper in the goalkeeping department, but I'd almost like to I don't know, transplant Boyan's mentality into whoever goes in next. Go full face off with it.
Well, if Borjan takes on a leadership role enough, maybe he can show them the ropes of his personality.
Yeah, there's something about a mental goalkeeper which just everyone can get behind, right? Because it's a position you got to be a bit mental in the first place to be a goalkeeper.
That's why you're going to be our goalkeeper, right?
Left side and centre back. We've been over this.
Yeah. All right. Left side, center back, goalkeeper. Fucking weird position, but you'll make it work.
Basically, like Manuel Neuer.
He's just out there with the gloves, I'll get back there if I need to.
I don't think we've seen the last of the cards in this for sure. I was about to say I don't think we've seen the last of the red cards, but that, I don't know if I'm being a bit too bold there.
There have been a lot of red cards in the Nations League. If you've been looking at
Hey, there we go.
We're making what you're craving. Osmos.
Let's go, boys.
There we go.
Whoever asked if there's gonna be more than one goal.
I know. I said
definitively yes.
How the fuck, Paul? How are you the fastest right now and watching this game? Why do you have the fastest stream? You have the worst internet out of all of us.
I even refresh my stream.
He's in the mountains.
It picks and chooses moments in the mountains.
Andre, I'm gonna be totally honest. To avoid being early, I refreshed my One Soccer page, so I think it's now 2 seconds behind you guys.
I refreshed mine too, hoping I'd be right on point.
No, I've been refreshing it to try. I literally just closed it down to try to be on time. Somehow, Paul, who has to go to Tim Hortons to upload episodes actively, has to leave the facility, like his residence, to upload an episode, has a faster internet than us.
Well, I think we got Real Valladolid to thank for that goal as well. Like that one time finish with it sort of out with his foot there, sort of outside of his foot there. That's the finish that doesn't happen for Kyle Lannon this time 6 months ago when he's low in confidence.
Yeah,
Like, I think that comes from him like playing regular football, scoring loads of goals, massive load of confidence, just training out of him right now. And like I think you can see that with that finish, just right place, right time, one touch, goal.
That's Markello who just came in for Curacao.
Yeah, they got to do something here. I feel like I don't know if 2-0 feels a bit harsh on them. I mean, down to 10 men as well. Like this was a good sort of game before then. I feel like I wouldn't, like we were saying about Canada bringing the changes and all that if this gets comfortable. Like I definitely think I wouldn't rule out some changes at half time at this rate. It looks like, especially the game against Honduras coming up. You know, Honduras is always a battle. Oh, shank from Boyan.
How much stoppage time do you think we're going to get?
I think we'll get, I want to say 3 minutes.
Because there was that, gap for the red card. So, yeah, 3 is probably about right.
2 goals and a red card and just general stoppages in play. I'm going to go for 3 minutes.
I'd probably say 2 maximum. Because they haven't caught up to the rest of it.
Good clearance from Kennedy there. 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, the rest of us haven't caught up to the time wasting or the other effects that are part of like the World Cup. So yeah,
they're trying a lot on this left-hand side, Curacao.
Oh, that's a good play.
You can see the frustration coming there.
Fancy. Oh, geez, here we go.
Curacao has clearly shown that they are a danger. Like, we cannot just sleep for any means, but they have a lot of calls going so far against them right now that, like, if that weren't the case, I feel not that we'd be in a totally different situation, but that we wouldn't be as comfortable as we are.
Yeah, that's honestly true for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, like they bet Honduras. So they got to have something about them. Right now, as it stands, Canada and Honduras, I believe, are going to be in the same amount of points.
Yes, yeah.
Giving us a good old all to play for in BMO.
I'm so glad that the last game, all to play for, is at BMO and not in San Pedro Sula.
Where dreams go to die.
Yeah.
Oh, good ball in the box. Oh, cleared well from the Curacao there.
Yeah, decent change.
Oh, that was good. Good defense, though.
Yeah, Canada came into a groove in this game.
Look, if Curacao can keep it at 2-0 with 10 men, I'd be pretty impressed.
Someone might be hurt here. At this point, I would probably just blow the whistle to deal with this in.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I may as well.
Looks like that's the case. Yeah. Well, boys, I'm actually going to hop off for the night.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's getting late for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock now or just about, but I'm going to finish watching the game for sure. But glad I could catch the first half with you guys and everyone who was watching.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same when we did Canada-Qatar. I'm pretty sure I had to go to work for the second half and I left poor Michael on his own. So at least you're not as bad as me.
Yeah, that's not as I'd stay on if that was the case, but
I just left him holding the baby for the whole second half.
We should the games are gonna be like really, one's like at 6 a.m. but we should do these for the Women's World Cup.
Oh, I would enjoy that. Yeah, we'll figure out what's going to be the most convenient time-wise for us with all of us. And then we'll find like a Women's World Cup game to watch.
I think the first one's at 10 p.m.
I personally did it
like my time, and then one's at 8 a.m. One's at 6 a.m. I'm pretty sure.
Those are some fun times for me, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay, it was good first half. Good seeing you all. Hope everyone enjoys. Hope everyone has a good night who's watching.
Yeah, you too, Simon.
Peace, boys.
All right. Andre, Thomas, I've actually got a little some halftime entertainment prepared for you. You guys ready for a little game?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, Michael can join the game as Michael. Perfect timing. I was just about to introduce a game for these two.
Oh yeah, let's go. Good job, boys. You're doing a great job tonight, Andre.
Thank you. So the gist of it is Curacao has a population of 152,000. I'm going to name you some Canadian cities, and you have to give me an over and or under when it comes to the population. Is a Canadian city got a bigger population in Curacao or a smaller population in Curacao?
That's a good one.
Michael, you just joined, so perfect. I'll go from you and work my way that way.
Sounds good.
Okay, so Windsor, Ontario.
Less.
More.
Wow.
306,000.
Okay.
Holy.
Andre. Guelph, Ontario.
Over.
Less.
Less.
144,000.
Oh, barely less. Fuck.
Thomas. Barrie, Ontario. I'm keeping it easy so far with you guys. It's all Ontario to begin with. Barrie, Ontario.
More.
Yes, just 154,000. I'll give you guys
stick in Ontario.
I'll give you guys 3 each.
Okay.
Okay, so Michael.
Yes, sir.
Regina, Saskatchewan.
Gotta be. Oh wait, no, you're in a weird
Regina.
or Beavis. Less.
Regina has a population of 224,000. More than Curacao.
No, Regina's the capital.
What an achievement.
Andre. St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Why do I have the fucking hard ones? St. John's is gonna have less.
Nah, it's gotta be more.
It is more. More people live in St. John's than Curacao, 185,000.
That's actually shocking.
Okay, Thomas.
Toronto.
Trois-Rivières, Quebec.
Jeez.
I know this one.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't give you it.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't know, less.
More, sir. That's more.
It's less, just 128,000.
It is less.
All
it is
the
less.
information I'm getting is from Wikipedia, so it's consistent. Like the stats are.
There's no way like the Trois-Rivières population has been updated in like 5 years.
That's like wait. How much is 12 of you have?
128.
Not last year, but okay. What do I know? I only live there.
Well, right now it's been updated to so its city population is 139 and its urban population is 128. What I've got here is the urban populations.
Okay.
Okay, so Thomas wins, but we'll complete this, for the purists out there. So, Andre, we're going to finish up with my kind of province. Victoria, British Columbia.
Victoria has more. Victoria has to have more.
Victoria does have more.
I was like, for the love of fucking God.
It has more.
You're on the board.
Michael, I realize I'm going the wrong way here, but whatever.
I'll take Andre's hard one.
Kamloops, British Columbia.
Never heard of it. Gotta be less.
Fuck, that hurts. It's one of the bigger cities around me. But the answer is less. It is less. 92,000.
Michael, give me a high five downwards.
And Thomas, to finish up, we have Kelowna, British Columbia.
I'm gonna go less. Can't be that much.
God, this hurts. It's more. 180. More people live in Kelowna than do Curacao.
All right, me and Michael
fucked all these
up for 2.
Let's just say like there's a reason why there's more CPL teams in Ontario. We just more people just know.
I think if you're British in BC, I think you can probably put one more CPL team in Kelowna. That would be a good base for an interior team. It's not too far from Kamloops as well, which is the second biggest city in the interior. I think Kelowna would be the one spot. Let's do that to fill the airtime as well. Let's expand. Let's expand the league.
actually, specifically, we had a guest request from one of our Patreon subscribers, John Butcher, who actually commented there. One of my friends, he was going to come on here for a tiny bit. We can have a little bit of a guest interview if that's good with you boys.
Works for me. We'll save that one for another time. Just edit that out. It's live. I don't care. We'll edit out somehow.
So he's going to be coming on here in just a second. If you are one of our Patreon subscribers, which again, he's going to be going in full swing, so you'll be seeing it a lot. Make sure these are some of the things that you're going to be able to do and have access to, because you're going to be able to join us on certain events.
Well, Paul's dodgy Wi-Fi finally caved in.
I just sent the link to the stream to a good group of friends of mine. They're called the June Voyagers. It's a group I'm in with. Every year there's a Canada game in the Toronto area. All of us would drive down from Ottawa to Toronto or Montreal. Every year, at least once a year, we used to do it. So we used to be called the Fall Voyagers because we used to do the October game, but then it turned into the June games. So I just sent the link to them, hoping to join. And if they are here, it's a fucking honor, boys. Let's go. Here's our special guest. Give a whole big round of applause for Johnny. It's John?
John.
Johnny
Boy, or Wani Boy if you want to go by.
It is John. I like to, much like Andre, I like to flip things around and give the name a good old switch. Sorry, let me.
Down there.
There you go, Judy. You're good.
No. You're good. You see, we can hear a nice like reverb on the sound coming out. You're good. You see, we can hear a nice like reverb on. Yeah, that's the reverb.
Yeah. So.
Way.
All right, lads. I do apologize about that.
No worries. No worries. So how's the game? How's the game on your end so far, brother?
Yeah, I happen to. My kids were listening as well. So what can you do, right?
Well, if that's because I apologize for my language.
No, I don't.
Sorry, I can't hear you guys.
Ah,
I know. I hate. I can bear. Just give me a second.
Here's Paul.
There we go.
And now there were 5.
Been here the whole time.
Oh, then there were 4.
And then there were. Paul, what have you done?
There were 5 lengthy breakers in a row.
Jeez, Paul, we were really looking forward to that interview.
There were 5 lonely wankers all alone.
Technical difficulties over in the FC13 studios. We'll have John back on as soon as we can. Apologies in the meantime, but fortunately you got us 4 to try and fill the void. So yeah, I guess we can go back to the expansion thing in the meantime. One in each province expand the league in one place.
Well, Quebec first.
Yeah, we'll do Quebec.
Hey, my June Voyagers, let's go.
I actually want to go Quebec City more than Montreal.
Well, yeah, because Montreal already has a team.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens to cities that already have a team? York.
We got Johnny back, boys. Let's go.
Yeah.
That was way harder than it had to have been, lad. Apologize. In this world where everything's based on Wi-Fi, it's so unpredictable, right?
Oh, could be better, could be worse. Absolutely.
It totally could. We could be all sitting here alone watching this game without any fellow fans. So
yeah, thank you, internet boffins.
Yeah,
right.
Going back to those COVID days where everything was all the fucking face chat,
Well, we no longer drink alone, right?
True side.
Cheers up for that, boys.
Yeah, I say.
Cheers up for that. John, tell me your thoughts kind of on the game so far, obviously, because like you've been a fan for the longest time. It's one of the reasons why myself, I'm even as interested in the national team as I am.
Oh, it's been incredible. I mean, there's nothing short. I mean, just like you mentioned, us being fans for as long as we are, we would be stupid to think that this is nothing short of amazing. You know, these are the days where we were sat there streaming on YouTube on the harshest of channels, right? So let me just say to all those haters of the one soccer, let's just be happy you weren't around on the fucking. Sorry. Can we swear on these ones?
Oh,
Swear away, buddy.
You know, we're not monetized. The YouTube's not monetized, so sure.
I do apologize. Dre knows that I kind of have a bit of a flower mouth, but no, but gone are the days of us being Bennies, right? You guys remember Bennies?
oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just happy to have a good solid stream. I can't complain. You know, TSN never really picked us up, so let's be proud of what we have, right?
So what do you think about the game so far, though? Like, what are your thoughts, obviously, on how we're playing?
Oh, we're playing incredible. I mean, we could be 2 or 3-0 up, but I'm not going to complain. I mean, the boys are healthy. They're running out. We got to always remember, I think they're playing in Florida, correct?
And Curacao.
No, they're in Curacao.
They were training in Florida, and then the game was Curacao.
Okay. So I thought that it was that typical Concacaf friendly where they played it in America because, you know, we're going to get better viewers there. But I didn't know they were actually in Curacao. I knew they were training in Florida. But regardless, I'm incredibly excited with how they've been playing. I mean, 1-0 up in an away game isn't, I mean, who's going to complain, right?
Well, we got that second there. I guess you must have missed that one. Larea actually put it up to 2-0.
That was Laren, was it not?
Yeah, Laren.
Or Laren.
Oh,
It was
Laren.
Laren. Sorry, not Larea.
DFC bias there, boys.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to score other than Laren and David? So those two make
Yeah,
sense.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Well,
TFC bias is running high right now.
Well, Valentine is going nuts right now.
Sorry, what were you
I don't
saying?
know what anyone just said.
Sorry, I was just asking what time did that second goal come in?
Right.
Like stroke at halftime.
Oh,
43rd minute.
forgive me, lads. I was getting ready for you guys, trying to make myself pretty.
Aw.
Oh no,
Apology
it's
accepted.
all.
This doesn't come natural, right?
Well, I know all about that.
So,
Six
what
practice.
I've got you guys, can I ask you, what's everyone's CPL team?
Well,
I've got to choose York myself, but I'd love to hear you guys.
let's go from Michael and work our way over to me.
Well, you know, born and raised in Ottawa. Let's go Ottawa boys, you know. Vamos Alexi.
You got that
And strip off.
Atletico influence.
Well, he was a Fury fan too, though. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like getting born in.
Regardless, it's nice to have like a positive, settlement with the owners.
Oh, it definitely comes with some privileges and some lovely stuff.
Absolutely.
Joel, if Curacao scored 2, I hope Canada scored at least 1 more.
Thanks for watching.
You know what, Joel? I'll take that. But as long as we can times that by 4, we're good. Fine.
My answer to that, John, would be I'm a Celtic fan my whole life and always have been, always will be. In terms of a CPL team, I don't really think I have one. I'm the only one in the podcast that I sort of lives in Western Canada, so I guess I like to see the teams out west do well, like Pacific and Cavalry, and I'll keep an eye on Vancouver FC when they get up and running as well. But yeah, I just like to see the teams around me do well, I guess.
No, I you know what? I completely agree. We got to expand. Am I right?
Yeah, I'd like more teams out west, more appropriate teams of a drivable distance from me, please.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
You chose that fucking nightmare, though. To be fair, that is a fucking trek and a half.
Yeah, it's paradise to wake up to, but hell to drive to a game.
Thomas will tell you all about his team.
Yeah, York United, obviously. More massive than Ottawa.
You want drugs? Sell tickets, and then you can talk. How about you have a game where we don't outnumber you at your own home stadium, and then we can talk.
Look, I'm just saying, I think that day where there's going to be 2 Canadian Championship games at the same stadium, I think the York fans will be outnumbered by Halifax and Ottawa and maybe even Vancouver.
Exactly. So keep saying how big you are.
I love that
We're big in terms of our distance from the city center.
rivalry.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. They're gonna be fisticuffs because me, Paul, no team right now. I got no team. I got no dedicated. I got my love, sort of in a sense, for York because it's close. But until Durham gets a team in the CPL,
Nice.
We're underway away in Curacao again. You guys keep talking. I'll keep an eye on the match in case we miss anything. I'll let you know. I don't know. Eustachio scores a hat trick.
Me and Andre are definitely waiting for those Oshawa Thieves FC.
yeah,
Because it's a better name, right?
it'd be fitting, it'd be proper, and you know what? One day we'll get it there. One day
We will.
But with that, John, obviously with the halftime over, maybe we'll bring you back on at the end of the episode. And then remember, guys, Patreon subscriptions, you can actually jump in and talk with us just like John has. Make sure to be checking that out. So, John,
Make sure you do the Patreon. Honestly, this is one of the great things you come from being a subscriber. Thanks for having me on, guys, and we'll see you again soon.
We'll see you through the microwave.
I'm going back on as well. Go finish the game. I'll be back on at the end to give a quick sum up with you guys. Enjoy the rest.
Yep.
I'll be back at 45.
Thomas, Andre, would you like me to quickly read out some MLS scores right now?
Sure.
Yes.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, it feels totally unfair for the whole of MLS that they're playing games right now this time of the year, but that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah. If they
Like, I
made
feel
their
like
bed, they're going to sleep in it.
Yeah, like I don't really know how to take if I should take some of these results with a grain of salt, just because like so many players could be missing for teams. So what do we have today? We have Portland 0, LA Galaxy 0.
Hey, whoa. I'm so sorry, Paul. Are you reading this in your normal voice?
I'll do the Sky Sports classified guy voice.
Thank
This
you.
is what the people want to see.
All right, so this is a totally selfish thing. Okay, I like a lot of teams. I've been around the world. I've watched a lot of teams, a lot of different places. Okay, that's fine. But one of my favorite memories growing up is I used to play a lot of FIFA 13, 14 for playing as Cheltenham. And in that game, there would always read out the scores of the following teams after the game had finished. You didn't have to go and click on it, but it was always that beautiful, lovely Scottish voice. On our way to Ottawa, the first time when we had our meetup, I was just trying to check the scores of everything else, and Cheltenham was playing. And Paul ever so graciously read me out the scores of the rest of League One, and I can tell you right now, that was a nostalgia trip in a half. So.
Man, he's really hyped this up now. Okay, I'll get started.
I cannot wait to hear this.
Major League Soccer. Portland Timbers 0, Los Angeles Galaxy 0. Charlotte FC 1, New York Red Bulls 1. Philadelphia Union 1, Orlando City 2. DC United 1, New England Revolution 2. Columbus Crew 6. Atlanta United 1.
What the fuck?
Holy.
Didn't see that coming. I'm not really sure what to make of that though, because
no Almada, no nothing.
Atlanta could be missing a lot of players for international breaks. That's I feel like these results are like I don't quite know what to do with them. Let's keep going. Inter Miami 2, Chicago Fire 3. Nashville 0, Cincinnati 1. That game is still being played. Sporting Kansas City 1, Seattle Sounders 3. That game is still being played. Can I just let you know that all these games at this point are still being played?
Yeah.
Austin 1, Colorado Rapids 0. Houston Dynamo 1, New York City 0. Minnesota United 1, Vancouver Whitecaps 0. Not like them, eh? Real Salt Lake 0, St. Louis 0. There we go. Obviously the one that stands out there has to be the Atlanta one, eh? Like losing 6-1 to Columbus.
Holy fuck. But Columbus right now is not, well, they're not a pushover team. They are struggling a little bit. So that is interesting as fuck. Regardless if you have that many players out.
I just want to say that voice was all it was advertised to be and more.
Yeah, a bit of practice, like same stuff like Andre's saying, like in Sky Sports News back in the day, maybe they still do, I've just not watched it, but they'd have a guy who sounded exactly like that read out every single score in the UK, every single league.
And it was so soothing to listen to. And the first time I ever heard it was I was playing, like I said, FIFA 13, 14. I heard that and it was so soothing and I loved it. The game would end. You know where you were.
Really good footwork from Davies there. He's an option there though. Just overhits it a bit. He does great there, but it doesn't really have the option there to pass the ball onto. All right, that's Loreo on the ball, I believe. Hard to see from this angle, like who it is from time to time. So apologies if I get somebody's name mixed up. Stakio plays the ball back out. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a training exercise, but like I can see a lot of the second half going this way of Canada having a lot of controlled possession in the Curacao half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Curacao will show a lot less ambition. Now they have the halftime to just unwind a bit.
I think we're going to see a lot of Davies wanting to shine in this game. Like, you know, we're going to have the leash off in a sense in that, if you know what I mean, now that the game's effectively won. Which is I mean, fine by me.
Well, I don't want them taking their foot off the gas. Like, I don't want this a scenario where.
I don't think they'll take the foot off the gas as much, but I think they'll like be more of a freedom to like play rather than like be too concentrated on getting the win. Like,
right,
I just mean like they'll be able to loosen up a bit more. Oh no, got to be careful there. Keep on grabbing and handball. Yeah, handball. Shistako attempts to clear it. Handball by Curacao there ends any danger.
Handball for sure.
Again, another ball up top from Curacao there. They're not really being able to get anything going through Canada's midfield. We're running the midfield battle fairly well, which still got some PTSD from the Croatia game when it comes to winning the midfield there. So that's good to see no matter what the opposition is.
You know what? You made us watch that Honduras game. Okay?
Yeah, Thomas, I made Andre and Michael rewatch Honduras 8, Canada 1 for the podcast.
Jeez.
As part of our game of the week of penalty quiz out, which will be coming back.
You wonder why we changed the format up.
The game might be coming back. We'll see. We know people love the game, but we fucking hated playing it. It was awful. It suffered. Everyone suffered every week because it was like, how do I pick questions? Davies.
Oh, jeez. You've got to hit that in.
Had all the time in the world. He could have took a touch. He could have, took it down a bit. He just didn't have to hit it like that. He could have let it bounce.
Just got away from him. Taking a touch would be good, but just getting his focus a bit better.
Yeah, it's one of these ones where, I don't think he just expects to have that much space, you know? Just like all the time in the world, you don't get that much space. I don't know
how no one is marking him.
Yeah, you don't get that space in the Bundesliga or the Champions League, and it's just one of these ones where it's just came at him and his foot wrong.
He wouldn't have had that much space. Like the player that he is, he wouldn't have that much space to play in since he was in, the Edmonton Youth League.
No, I can't imagine Vancouver would create a chance like that for him when he played for them. Especially in the pre-Ryan Gold days.
Oh, damn it. I got to open
And there's the Ryan Gold's plug.
He even could be playing for Canada one day at this rate. There's talk of him being on track for PR and/or citizenship at this rate, and there's a chance he may be able to play for Canada.
I really hope so.
In the same way that Jason Cummings, so he's also Scottish born. He plays for Australia now. He played for the World Cup for Australia. So kind of in that same vein.
All right.
Free kick, Curacao.
Free kick going in. Oh. I think it looked more dangerous than it was. I think it may have looked more dangerous than it was there. But I'll need to see that. Back. Hopefully, One Soccer will be happy to oblige.
Don't worry, I get to watch it afterwards because it takes.
The exact same angle. That's cool.
But
I hate that type of replay when
we're gonna do a fun little game here, quick.
Okay.
Thomas, Paul.
Yep. Yes.
closest 2 wins. How many times has Paul said Ryan Gauld?
Twice. Oh, wait, on the whole podcast season?
No, in the whole podcast season.
Okay. 18.
See, I don't think it's that high. Like, I talk about him all the time, yes, but it's not something I'm saying his name all the time when I talk about him, if you know what I mean. I'm going to go for 9.
Ooh, somehow Paul takes it. Thomas, you're normally the one. He's at 11 right now.
Damn.
You said
It's
on
solid,
recorded
solid
or
logic,
live.
solid
He's
logic
still
there,
over
right?
double digits, though, which I think is the shocking thing here. You spend like 4 minutes per MLS game, and yet he's found a way to get Ryan Gauld in there multiple times.
You know what? I'd love
I
it
do
if
it every time
Vancouver
he's
were able to like improve their squad to the point where I don't have to talk about Ryan Gauld all the time. I know Andre Cubas is good in there as well, and Brian White kind of has his uses alongside Dahomey and Gresso, but like it'd be good if they could put together a squad where I don't have to talk about him all the time.
And the most fun name to say in MLS, Yohei Takaoka.
Oh, that's a good one. I like Kyoto as well for Montreal. I like Kyoto. That's a cool one to say.
Ramel Kyoto.
Yeah, the Honduran
He
striker.
sounds like a type of perfume.
Yeah, I can see that. Ramel Kyoto. Kyoto by Ramel.
Yeah.
That would be the one. Okay, ball into the box. Again, dealt with easily enough. A couple of opportunities from Curacao there near Canada's box from free kicks, and both times have not been able to capitalize on it. Just working the ball a bit now from the recycled play. Canada nice and compact there, not giving them room to breathe, pressing them fairly well. Davies holding his man up pretty strong, forcing him out wide. Good defending all right from Canada. Oh, falls there from Davies. Oh, I nearly jinxed it there, eh? Saying good
yeah, we
defending
whiffed
from
on
Canada.
that.
Yeah, ball breaks to Curacao. First player whiffs on it. Second chance, ball goes straight to Boyan. The old cliche, he's hit it too well, so he's hit it right in the centre of the goal. Boyan doesn't have to move. I'm just going to put that down to the turf for Davis falling, if anybody asks.
Always blame the turf whenever you
Always
can.
blame the turf. He does well to catch it on the volley, but I guess, I mean, like I said, maybe part of it being a volley as well, like he just has to hit it like straight and pure. If it was bouncing a little bit or like it was came across just straight on the ground, he may have been able to get a bit more direction on it. So I was lucky for Canada. It came to the way it did. Oh, balls through to Larin and tries to take it past the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper does well, stands up strong.
Geez, these Curacao guys, they're out for blood. The amount of pushing and shoving.
Oh, yeah, they're good. That's the Concacaf team, eh? So it's not a reaching for the faint-hearted. Which, I mean, I've been on, like I said, I have been on record before saying, like, I'd like to see Canada, if possible, get the heck out of Concacaf, but, like...
How?
Yeah, good, exactly.
Well, what we do, Thomas, is we start to dig, right? And then we eventually just slowly dump that just outside of Argentina. And then, we'll be good to go.
I think... we have, like, because since we border Greenland, which is Denmark, we border a European country.
The score is 2-0 to Canada.
So, that would be
that's
chance.
a good one. That's a good one. You could actually argue that.
My dream scenario is I don't know if it ever will happen, but like my dream scenario would be just like a combination of CONMEBOL and CONCACAF.
Yes.
A good point's just been made in the chat regarding Vittoria. We believe, is suspended for the next match, which is a fair blow. Obviously, like he's a senior figure in defence there. Like obviously Miller as well. Like he was there for the World Cup out of this whole out of the central defenders. He's the only one there. So it could be a chance for somebody else in the squad to step up if we want to keep the three at the back. I know Alza Johnson's returning too, so it could be a position for him to take over there. We keep Cornelius.
You have to imagine me a similar formation to this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Out there.
Yeah, it could just be we go for Cornelius, Kennedy, and Johnston if that's the case. I imagine that's what Herdman's going to do. He likes his tried and trusted.
Maybe later if it starts to crumble, but bring in Zator and maybe try to play back four.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like a kid at Christmas right now. Like for being an hour in, I want to, I want the new toys. I want to see some debutantes get on at this point. I want to see Laturi. I want to see Zator. I want to see Hyber. Like, I just want to see the new fresh face at this point.
Yeah.
Well, we all want to see new, like we want to see new things come out and see what they can do. I get it though. Like we've been burned, I think, too many times by smaller teams we shouldn't be losing to. It makes sense for him to just say, "You know what? No, fuck it. I'm not gonna take the risk."
Boyan's got it. Nice clearance. Go Canada.
Go on there, Boyan. He sent that out of the stadium for sure.
Mabel jokes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big state. Yeah, there's no roof either. There's no roof either. The stands are small, so that ball is long gone. It's probably ended up in the Caribbean.
I think it's gonna hit Hurricanes penalty at some point.
That's what I like to hear. Play good football there.
No, Michael Bradley's from the Concacaf Championship is probably still coming down now.
Over 40.
Close.
But keep a hold of the ball.
Quick swing here.
Osorio plays
doing a lot of over touches. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, like I said, I think you do get the element from time to time that he just tries a little harder than he needs to for Canada.
Yeah. I think that's actually a good assumption. Like instead of Bayern where he's calm, collected, and composed, he's now like trying to prove something.
That's kind of what I was saying earlier. I don't mind him doing a little bit in this game, like in a sort of get out of his system sort of way. Because like the Honduras game is going to be very difficult, I think. Like we don't really have time for that. I think it is probably something he has to work on, and I think he will get there. I mean, ultimately, you'd rather have Davies than not have him, so I'm not going to complain too much about it.
Yeah, it's just the last two kind of like I need to make it. I wonder if that Panama like goal sits in the back of his head because that was just overwhelmingly good. I wonder if he's constantly like I have to do more versus just slow down, take your time.
I wonder how much can be mentioned as well about how like his natural position as a defender, like he doesn't get himself in those positions all that often for Bayern. Like obviously he is like a very attacking fullback, like he does have his moments, but like he doesn't play as high at the pitch for Bayern as he does Canada. Like I'd actually love to see Canada like have a left winger in the next couple of years come through. Because I'd like to see what it looked like to have a good left winger with Davies behind him in that fullback position. Like I'd like to see that player a little bit. Keeps a hold of it there. Really good control there from Davies.
Yep, here he comes.
Unable to beat his man, but does well to close him down and force a throw in near the corner flag.
When how much footwork is too much footwork?
That's Davies in a nutshell in this game.
Yeah.
Looks like his sticker's falling off his shoulder as well.
There.
Concacaf Nations League one.
There, Eustachios is already gone, I believe.
I don't know how.
Welcome to Concacaf.
I was going to say I don't know how the joke's on there. Is it CSA or Concacaf?
Oh no, blame Concacaf. At the end of the day, it's always Concacaf, and then you blame Canada.
Michael's thinking along the same way as we are. That Davies just kind of has that sort of like hero ball feeling for him. Like he wants to score all the time. He feels like he has to do a bit too much for Canada than he has to. And it looks like
double sub.
Yeah, we got double sub. We got Sam Adekubi and Brim.
Charles Andreas Brim.
Yes, Davies is coming off the pitch. He won't be getting that goal tonight. Hopefully, saving it for Honduras.
We can only hope.
Yeah, interesting change that one. Am I right in saying Brim's a striker?
Huh.
So going for a bit of a 4-3, free at the top, free up top sort of thing.
Like a 3-4-3.
Yeah, that's got to be it, right?
Now we're gonna do a 1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1. Everyone just in a straight line, and then spread out as we need.
We're going to do a Christmas tree, but it's really long and narrow at the top.
Yeah.
We're going to do a Christmas tree, but we cut off all the branches.
Brim's one, like, I've liked what I've seen from time to time from Canada, but you just want to see him get off the mark. Like, him and Ugbo, like, they've both, like, been serviceable. I feel like neither of them have really separated themselves in terms of being like the third strike for Canada. So whenever one is on the pitch, like for their own sake, I just want to see them like do something.
The Brim Reaper.
That's a good one.
Yeah, awesome name.
Especially if we can get him scoring, we can really run with that one.
That is T-shirt worthy if he becomes a star.
Mm-hmm. We can get him a moment that there you go. Scores the win in the Gold Cup final. There you go, the Brim Reaper.
Exactly.
That's the marquee. That's how high he has to get.
I just picked a hypothetical situation, and my personal bar will be lower than that.
I mean, scoring the winner in a Gold Cup final is not bad.
No, not too bad. Not too shabby.
It's not bad, but it's just like maybe bring that bar a wee bit down.
Oh, I thought you were implying that was too low.
No, bring the bar lower.
Oh, I must have missed.
So you're thinking like
off for Brim,
a goal that makes it 5-0 in Curacao.
So it must be Davies.
I was thinking more, the guy gets 5 goals.
So it looks like it's Davies for Adakubi and Bremis came on for Laren. So it's indeed not free up front, which makes more sense. That was a bit confusing sounding.
But it was the timing because Davies came off almost immediately.
Yeah, you didn't see who else came on. They were actually kind of late in announcing the substitutions. Okay, ball goes back to Curacao.
Shitty that way with one soccer.
And the play is recycled back to Coney. Coney's played pretty well in this game. Hardly put a foot wrong. He just looks like he's always been in that Canada team for a while, hasn't he? Oh, good ball from Adakubi. Brim. Back to Adakubi. The subs combine. Final ball just lacking a little bit there. And Canada just go at it. Canada just keep going at it. I think they want this third goal. For the way they play, they look as if they want to play another goal. They want another goal. Ball seems to be having a couple of awkward bounces there, I've noticed. I wonder if they water the pitch at half time. That might have something to do with it.
It is bouncing very heavily. Like the roll seems to be almost wavering, like it's ready to pop up at any time.
Lorea plays the ball back to Coney. Ball back out to Lorea on the right. Ball into Bram. Yeah, plays recycle. Lost the ball for a little bit, but hold on to it. Ball to Misakio all the way to Adakubi. Brilliant crossfield ball there.
I'm shocked that the crowd there in Curacao is not more active. Normally they are in that area.
I mean, my tab is still muted, so they might be having the time of their lives out there.
No, I'll tell you right now, it's not the case.
If somebody who can legally watch this with sound on can let us know, that'd be appreciated.
I am legally watching with sound on in through a different spot for a service I have paid for. So I'll tell you right now, she's quiet. But normally they're
okay there.
Was it? Could be an ankle thing.
It looks like he was holding his lower back. I think he's okay. I think he should be able to walk it off.
Oh, his hip.
Anything serious with him, you'd want to see him off. And as Mike was saying there, controlling the game down to 10 men. Love to see Uri and Zator come on. If there's anything serious with Eustaquio at all, I would say get him off. And I'd want us to take a look at Laturi.
Well, the time is now also. I don't know if we have enough subs, but if we could bring McGill into this game, because we're not going to have that chance against Honduras.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think part of it is just they want to take a look at him in the camp. I don't think he's going to get a game for England in the next year or so. So it's not really a massive rush.
You would think, but the way that Brighton has been able to develop youngsters, you never know.
That's true. It's just that England's they look pretty settled up there with Pickford and Pope at the moment.
Yeah, and Ramsdale is the third.
Exactly.
Or second even, probably.
Looks like we got Mark Anthony Kane and Atiba Hutchinson. So the exact opposite of what we want.
Yep, the old guard.
Yeah, that's the one.
Fuck it. They are going all for it at this point.
Yeah, that's a signal of intent from John Herman, though, about or Biello, I guess. Then it's a signal of intent from Biello about wanting to get this game won no matter what. We can go through this with goal difference. Canada would have to lose 5-0. Nothing. 5-0, nothing not to move on from McGill to get the next game. I haven't taken. Maybe I'll take a look at how the standings are right now. I wasn't paying attention to goal difference. So Coney's coming off, or looks like Mark Anthony Kay.
We beat Curacao 4-0 in our first game against them. I think we'd be pretty good on goal difference.
Oh yeah, we should be solid. I mean, we only lost to Honduras by 1 goal.
And now Eustachio's coming off.
Yeah. I
think also, if you want to watch free football legally, watch.nwslsoccer.com. Chicago Red Stars leads Kalen Sheridan San Diego Wave 1-0 right now. So it's NWSL opening weekend. So that's a good game.
Yeah, so I've got it in front of me just to like back up what Michael's saying. So the goal difference as it stands is Canada is +5, Honduras is +1. The points are the same, so that would mean as it stands, a draw would do it for Canada going into the next game. Honduras would have to win it. I mean, but you never want to play for a draw. I feel like nothing good happens when you play for a draw. That's like, it's not good for you psychologically.
But wouldn't Honduras have the advantage because they beat us in the first game?
I think a lot of that was to do with the conditions on the day, though. Like, if you cash your mind back, there was just like...
Yeah, but like statistically, isn't it who goes through based on head-to-head?
You'd think so. Just looking at the standings right now, according to what I can see on the Nations League, like it has Canada at the top of the group.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing how it's not a universal thing across football where it's head-to-head or goal difference. Like, I personally prefer goal difference because it encourages teams to go and score more goals. Like, as stupid as that sounds, as opposed to head-to-head.
Yeah, I think maybe head-to-head is a third.
Yeah.
But like, goal difference is like, in the CPL, you play each other 4 times. So if you lose 3 of them but have like 1 more goal against another team, that would seem a bit sketchy.
It does, yeah. But like I said, I prefer goal difference just because I feel like it awards like attacking teams to score lots of goals, which is ultimately what I want to see at the end of the day. I mean, like they both work as well. I can definitely see the pros and cons for each other. Especially if you play each other 4 times, I can like see the benefits of head-to-head more of like if 2 teams play each other just twice in a league.
Yeah,
I feel like it could be a little more unfair, just like like how much injuries play into, or like a controversial like booking or refereeing decision, like going into head-to-head. I think goal difference is more fairer throughout a season. Now we've got a special guest, ladies and gentlemen, Andre's cat. Providing it stays still.
This would be Baby, who's somehow like needing attention but not loving it. That was Baby. Princess Pretty Paws the second, if you want her full name.
Andre McCat.
So Canada keeping the ball there. Lorea's doing really well in this game. Sometimes I feel like he can be a bit of a forgotten man, especially with how well Alistair Johnson's doing in Europe right now. And Lorea, like, I don't want to say he failed at Nottingham Forest. I would say it's just fair to say it's a move that didn't work. But he's back in the MLS. But like,
maybe not failed. Maybe more.
That's
just
what I mean.
flopped.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like I wouldn't want to say fail. Even flop feels a bit harsh. Just like I don't think it was just the right move for him.
Ultimately, though, he still ended up at TFC.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like anything really changed.
Wow.
Yeah. Like he is a really good player. I just think like this move just didn't work for him.
It was because they didn't play him. Like that's at the end of the day, you move somewhere like that with the intention of European playtime. Like if you go to Real Madrid, they'll probably tell you, look, you're going to sit in the bench. You go, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to make 300,000 pounds or euros a week.
Yeah. Shout out Eden Hazard.
Yeah. Gareth
Bale,
Jonathan Woodgate, Michael Owen.
Anyone at all at Real Madrid, no, you're not getting that.
So, quick update on the stats right now. So, Canada. So these are accurate as of the 74th minute. Canada have had 6 shots, 4 on target. Curacao have had 2 with 1 on target. Canada dominating possession 61% to 39%. They have had 411 passes to Curacao's 271. A passing accuracy of 85% to 80%. They've committed 7 fouls, while Curacao have committed 17.
I think Hebert also is being mentioned in the chat as someone who could be brought into the game.
He's had a very meteoric rise, it feels like to me. Like last year he was just playing for like the St. Louis development team. And then
he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's just sort of like been in around like development leagues and collegiate leagues. Like he's really just came on to. Like, he's not young. He's 25, coming on 26 this year. So he should be like an established pro. He's a guy that it's worked out for him. He's playing in MLS. He's in the Canada squad. But I'd like to think in 10 years' time, that'd be a guy whose pathway would be going through like the CPL and then making it that way instead of just like having like the first 8 years of his career kind of just like withering away. It's a bit of a shame, but he's living in the moment now, so fair play to him.
Yeah, 8 years of not doing much has resulted in an incredible recent form.
Yeah, he's channeled it all. He's not wasted his time, has he?
No, he's not taking anything for granted.
Mm-hmm. Reminds me of Buchanan. Yeah, Buchanan's a bit younger as well. He's about 23, 24. There's talk of Buchanan going to Inter Milan, replacing Denzel Dumfries in that sort of like wing back, aggressive winger role. I would love that. I'd love to see Buchanan playing in Inter Milan. Just to I don't know how long the San Siro is going to be standing for at this rate, but to have a Canadian play the football at the San Siro, it's just iconic sounding, isn't it?
You know what though? Sorry to bring it up. We've had another comment there. Morocco apparently won today in their friendly against Brazil.
Wow.
2-1.
You know what? If they made the World Cup, I would have fancied Morocco.
You know what? Absolutely. I think so too. But the thing is that their lineup was not as heavily forward, but for a friendly, Morocco's lineup wasn't as stacked either.
Ooh. Oh, that's a foul on Canada.
There we go, Brim. Oh, yeah. That's definitely a foul. Good free kick position.
Oh, no, it's a foul. Canada, it's a foul for Curacao.
Oh.
So it meant it was a foul on Canada. Yeah, I don't know what happened there either.
Simulation, I guess.
Here comes Buchanan. So all the subs are used. None of the new guys making an appearance. It's
hip hip hooray! There's one for development of young players.
Yeah, the established players, develop them.
It's been somewhat of a trend, I guess, so far in this Herdman as of late. Like he has his guys and he sticks to his guys. It's very much been a theme. Yes, well done, Morocco. The better Morocco do, the better Canada look, I guess, by proxy.
Yep.
And,
I think beating Curacao is on par with beating Brazil.
Exactly.
Or at least I'd like to think that.
I'll take that compliment.
I support Canada. They look like the younger version of Morocco with also great potential.
Look, if that means the next World Cup that we're going to make it to the semifinals, I will take that.
I'll take it.
Every day of the week.
Sorry, just a little bit of shout out. Will Friday just said, what type of brewski? I'm assuming you're talking to me because for fuck's sakes, Thomas shouldn't be drinking and Paul doesn't really.
No, Andre, your influence hasn't reached me that much yet.
Don't worry.
For real, Thomas, you're more likely to be drinking on this podcast than I am. Well, this YouTube stream, sorry.
Don't worry. I'll get you there. In terms of that, shout out to my local brewery, New Ritual. A couple friends of mine opened it up. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm having their lager.
There you go. Good stuff. I was going to say, the Gold Cup could be a curious one. Like, it's right in the middle of the off season. We've seen in Gold Cups past, a lot of European players like to take time off from it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if there's going to be an opportunity for some of these squad players to shine in the Gold Cup. I mean, because we've seen it before, like Buchanan and Eustachio, they shone at the 2021 Gold Cup. That's kind of where they sort of broke through. Bram, you gotta be converting that. Really good crossing from there. Comes straight to Bram, has a clear header, free header, just overhits it. Great ball in from Osorio. Oh, it does everything right in terms of the direction. He just can't get it down low enough.
That was so close.
I know. So I've really rooting for that one to go in for him there.
And I don't think if he was able to get his head down a little bit more, there's nothing that keeper could have done.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got, you know what? He's still taking the chances, so he's got the confidence there to start going for it. That's half the battle. Like if you don't have the confidence to make the jump to go for it, we're going to be stuck at exactly what our scoreline is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Hutchinson. So Hutchinson's on the pitch here. I hope the game against Honduras. Well, I don't want him to start. I kind of hope it's treated kind of like a farewell because, like, I feel like we gotta be getting these guys out of the team. Like, it's been like a weird sort of like not running joke. That sounds harsh, but it's been really strange all season with him. Like all the reports you get at Turkey, is he retired? Is he not retired? Is he been cut from the team? Is he not been cut from the team? Is his contract frozen? Is it not been frozen? There's so many conflicting reports there all the time. Like I have no really idea where we stand with him at a club level.
I don't find that like any of the information that comes out of there like reliable enough anyway. So I just kind of wait for the one set official announcement because it doesn't work. We tried the podcast a couple times. All right, this is what it looks like. This is what's going on. Yep. No,
I'm just waiting for the official announcement by Simcoe County Rovers.
Yeah.
That'd actually be, you know what, that'd be lovely. That'd be a lovely end to his career. If he continues to start, if he decides to keep playing.
In Barrie. Fantastic.
Yeah, do it. You know what? It would be a great if a League One team can somehow manage to score that is the attraction of the year.
Well, it'd be a Tiba Hutchinson signing a Tiba Hutchinson, right?
Look, he can do it on a Champions League night in the biggest European cities in the world, but can he do it on a Saturday afternoon in April in Peterborough?
With turf?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have.
To be fair, it could also be fucking
on me at the moment. I know the Champions League likes to do that sort of thing, like kilometers ran. What I would say is Canada, this looks like a very professional job. Like nobody looks fatigued or anything. They look like they've adapted to the climate very well. I think the training in Fort Lauderdale would have helped with that a lot. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, very heavy humidity there. Similar sort of climate to Curacao. I think that's helped them quite a lot in this game. And like I said, it's a good thing about the squad is a lot of these guys, they play at the top level in Europe and top European leagues. So high levels of professionalism there, and obviously the MLS, it gets better every year with that sort of thing. So in terms of stamina and like just general match fitness, I don't think Canada's ever been in a better place at that sort of thing.
Yeah, they've been pretty class today.
Still, I see a proud future for Canada, but USA's lost. They're decent, but don't improve. USA's problem just seems to be like at the top at the moment. Kind of similar to Canada, but in like a different way.
Yeah, because they have like our thing is more with the equal pay structure, which they've already figured out.
They're on it's the soccer mom and dads.
Yeah. Mom doesn't want to pick up the kid, but neither does dad. And yeah,
I don't think it's too much of a hot take to say that on paper, like pound for pound, the US probably has a better team than Canada. But I think Canada are a better team, if you know what I mean.
A better team in terms of a collective group of people, yes.
So a group
like the USA is better players, but Canada work better as a team. Like there's they never shut up about brotherhood, and like you see how much they've got each other's backs when someone goes down. You just have to see that with fella with Boyan. The USA, it's a lot of very he said at the moment. You know, the whole mess with Gio Reyna, Greg Berhalter. You had Christian Pulisic doing like a public interview, like talking about how ridiculous the whole thing was.
They're the like bombshell team. They're always making headlines now.
Yeah, it's very soap opera.
The one item that's always been the case is a good team is always better than a team with a couple great players.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cohesion with us is a lot more than America, where they seem disjointed and they got mom and dad issues all the time. And what the fuck, you don't want to play when that's coming out? Even if you're not part of that situation, you're like, well, what the fuck? Like, am I playing now because I'm good enough, or am I just being picked because mom complained?
That's the funny thing. Gio Reyna's like more than good enough to start for the US. I mean, it didn't help him. I guess it didn't help himself in the camp at the start. And his mom and dad certainly didn't help. Like, it's not his fault really what's going on, but like, it's just going to be awkward for him, like stepping into the camp now, right? Like, in this a situation that has been caused by his mom, his dad, and the US coach. Like, he didn't ask for this.
Yeah, I really feel bad for him because he didn't create this. It's other people. So, you know, when he'll walk in and maybe see people like arguing, and he has to think that's sort of, I'm a part of that.
And just the way it's all, like, the dynamics of it as well, like Greg Berhalter and Claudio Reyna, like, they were like friends growing up for the longest time, and they played in the US team together. Their wives are really close to each other as well, Rosalind and Danielle. Like, it's just such a mess, man. It's like something like Game of Thrones, all these like weird family dynamics they've got going on. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'd rather their problems than Canada's problems at the moment, but like, I guess theirs is still going to be holding them back, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just accept that we're both broken federations.
Yeah.
Move on.
We can throw Mexico in there as well.
The broken crew.
Yeah, we had Tacos in Europa on the wonderful Mexican-based podcast with our friends Jorge and Edgar. They had like nothing good to say about Mexican football at the moment. And,
Your hosts of the 2026 World Cup, the three fractured federations.
Yeah,
man of the match, Richie Larea. You know what? I'm not gonna argue with that at all. I think he's been really good in this game.
He's been great.
Like I said, I'm really happy for him to get man of the match. It's like, maybe he won't be kind of starting right back, but like I like the way they play in order to get Johnson and Larea on, because they're both good. They're both really good players, and they both deserve game time. Yeah,
and I mean Larea is almost like a winger in some ways.
Oh yeah, like he
the
plays
that, like, of the pitch.
He plays that wing back position. Oh, Hutchinson!
Oh, this could be something.
I think that was the first touch of a 40-year-old man who's not played a lot of football lately.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He played earlier with Sweden.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. Hutchinson doesn't play a lot of football at the moment. It's like Zlatan Ibrahimovic is like Benjamin buttoning his way for his football career.
I will be so happy the day he fucks off.
I love the way they play. He's never been a pacey guy. He's just been like a really just powerful player. And so because he's never had to rely on pace. Yeah, because he's never had to rely on pace, it's never been a problem for him losing pace.
I think Zlatan's the only player to go to MLS to retire, only just to return back to Europe.
But he was like, well, he's so self-absorbed, for fuck's sakes. Like that guy will actively like drop on that pitch, and you know what? Every time when I see he does nothing, I'm happy. Like, I hate that man.
At least he's a decent player.
John agrees on man of the match. Yeah, if anyone happens to have a different man of the match, please feel free to say in the comments, and we'll like say yay or nay if we agree with you.
So get in the comments so Paul can disagree with you. Start throwing random ones out there.
Yeah, I got no complaints about Larea at all. Not many players have put a foot wrong in this game, I guess. Like, I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more than Davies, but like, what you can say is he's been trying the whole time. He never shies away. He always wants to create something. So I can never begrudge a player who always puts himself in the position to create something. I'd rather that than, God forbid, like players just hiding. David needs to shoot the penalties. He has more experience than David at penalties. I'll tell you who's shooting the penalties. Steven Vittoria.
Yeah, but I think David shooting the penalties over Davies, that party's about 5 months late.
Yeah, yeah. So where are you in November with that line of thinking? Steven Vittoria.
That one was a painful one for sure.
Steven Vittoria is a regular penalty taker for his club in Portugal, and he's got an absolutely astounding record at it. I think if you had a do or die penalty situation, he's probably the one in the team you'd want having it. Actually,
I mean, the one problem is that if we are going to transition to the younger guys, how do you validate Steven Vittoria taking penalties?
Penalty coach, or just bring him on.
Yeah,
I've never actually seen that before, and it's one of these. I feel like I've seen everything in football, but I've never seen a guy who's like, I don't know, a penalty specialist being brought on literally like for a 90th minute penalty. Do you think it's one of these things I would have seen by now at this point? But alas,
it doesn't happen. The concept is, I mean, if you've got realistically, if you've got a sub left somehow after 90 minutes, then another 30 minutes, and then you still have one sub left, and you've got someone who's like a specialty in that, sure.
It's
I guess. Didn't Southgate try to do that in the Euro final and it just didn't work?
It always backfires for penalty shooters, I think.
Well, there,
Field goals needs to shoot the penalty.
Well, there was somebody who wanted to bring in a particular person who was good at stopping penalties in a Champions League final.
That's true. And I think Australia did that to qualify for the World Cup.
They did, yeah. Like, the first time I ever seen it was when Louis van Gaal brought on Tim Krul in the 2014 World Cup quarterfinal against Costa Rica. Everybody hailed him as a genius, and then the Netherlands had a penalty shoot against Argentina, and he didn't do that. I wonder what changed there. 3 minutes to go. I think this game's going to peter out. Nothing really going to happen too dramatic. A nice, comfortable 2-0 win. Like, it's all, you can't take wins away from home in Concacaf for granted, no matter what the disparity is between the two teams in the FIFA rankings. It's just like such a wild west region in the world of football. Like,
it's a solid win.
Yeah, I mean, you look example for like World Cup qualifying. Like, I know it's kind of a level above Curacao, but like very few teams have a better record. Teams don't have a better record away from home than they do at home. Like, teams struggle away from home in CONCACAF just because the distances and the vast differences in climate. So
and that atmosphere in some places.
Oh yeah, sure. Like Honduras and Mexico are a scary place to go. Michael's back.
Look who it is.
Michael's right back at the end when the game's getting one. Look, it's like Bill Murray in Space Jam showing up right at the end when it's.
Yeah, I saw the stoppage time come up, but I see them taking another pause and replay. So I'm like, yeah, this is probably done. I heard Paul say he doesn't think much is going to happen. I'm like, I kind of agree here.
Yeah. So Michael, Richie Larea, man of the match. Do we agree?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
yeah, like I think he's been really good. I think he's been really good in this game. Like, it's good for him as well for people to remember just how good he is.
Something about putting on the Canada jersey wakes that guy up. No matter how he's playing club, no matter where he's playing club, Canada wakes him up and he shows up every time. It's hard to argue whenever he's on the field.
He's been like casually great because he's always so good, but he's like unnoticed.
And that goes to his benefit though, because he's not being man marked. He's not got the Davies level of constant man marking, the David level of constant man marking. He's somehow able to get where he needs to be, and people are like, "Oh fuck, where the hell did you come from?"
And he takes advantage of the space. Like, I mean, right now, like this run he's on right now.
Oh yeah, here he goes.
Spun past the Curacao player, and even though he's lost the ball, you can see just like how tenacious he is with the pressing.
Well, he has that drive that not a lot of players have.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
That will to keep going down the pitch.
The only thing about Larea I will say sometimes is when he goes into the box, he constantly looks for the foul. He wants the pen a lot of the time when he's in that box.
He is weirdly good at winning pens. I'll give him that though.
He does a lot though, but when you do it so many times, you go
use your
more than
just get better. Get better. Just get better with your acting. Get better with your process. Everyone's got to improve. He's going to improve on the diving. It's fine.
He's definitely one of those players who goes into the box looking for the pen, and I don't necessarily like those players. But when he's on your team, you kind of appreciate it a little bit more.
Oh no, you root for him.
I was gonna say, yeah. What I said for is what I mean. If he is being fouled in the box, he's being fouled in the box. You know.
Yeah.
Looks like it's
when he's on your team.
Look, he's gotten used to doing that, like knowing that Bernardeschi can turn in penalties. So
Martinez is not human. He is a fucking demon keeper. Yeah,
I fully agree. And so the new rule, though, speaking of demon keeper, taunting is going to be banned.
Right. Although it's a bit, isn't it a very excessive, the rules? Like, you're not allowed to touch the goal post or the crossbar now. That's the game.
But that's the thing, though. The word excessive without specific definition is going to be up to interpretation.
What I will say is, a lot of the time, I feel like goalkeepers kind of sort of cheat anyway in the whole that you got to stay in your line during penalties. So, like, it's one of these ones where I want to see how this is actually implemented before I react. Like, I can envision referees being somewhat lenient with this.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see it play out.
I hate calls like this. I hate rules like that because taunting or whatever, like, someone could be showing just pure emotion and the ref take it the wrong way. But like, oh, can't do that anymore.
Well,
It's
for
like,
example, like
And-
taking your shirt off during a celebration, like an automatic yellow. Like some people try to do it for good and they go, nope, fuck, you're
well,
good.
to
There
be
was
fair-
one time where the ref didn't give a yellow card because the message was R.I.P. Christian Atsu.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and-
just to like cut in there, guys. So that is full time. It is Curacao 0, Canada 2. So as it stands right now, Canada top the group with 6 points. Honduras also have 6 points, but Canada have a superior goal difference of +5 to Honduras is +1. Curacao have 3 points with a goal difference of -6. The
Canada, top of the league. Canada, top of the league.
We top of the league. So we
if
are top
Canada
of the
win
league.
Group C, they advance to the 2022-2023 Nations League finals, and as a result, would also qualify for the 2023 Gold Cup. They'll also secure a Gold Cup place, so they stay in the top 2. Given the goal difference in the points, that seems insurmountable at this point. So, woohoo, we did it! We're in the Gold Cup.
Oh, yeah, obviously a win with the 2023-24 Nations League quarterfinal tie, qualify Copa, which is there's a lot of tournaments coming up. There's a lot of stuff on the horizon right now that's really big that we need to focus on.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities for YouTube streams.
Hey, I mean, I'm available for the Honduras game.
Oh,
Just saying.
interesting. Watch this space, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be going right now, but we might be back pretty soon for well, I don't know if you guys are going to go right now or not. I thought I'd just announce that for myself because I'm selfish like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right now.
All right, yeah, listen, we're all going then.
Well, with that, I'm not going to stay and entertain so much as well. I do want to obviously give a massive shout out to everyone here who's been watching and taking part in this. Thank you so much for jumping in and talking. And Quincy, awesome. Actually, we'll give you a shout out there from Curacao. You work in the media. What I'm going to get you to do, though, if you could, Quincy, we can't necessarily give you a call right now based on this one. If you want to send an email there to contact@fc13podcast.com or Andre at fc13podcast.com, whatever works for you.
Twitter works.
Twitter works. You can send it to the FC13 podcast. Remember, like, if you want to shoot that over, we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to have you. Just in this scenario, there's a couple things we have to do. We can't just sort of necessarily bring you, especially if we're going to media. But make sure, guys, to check us out there on the FC13 podcast on either Spotify, Apple, Amazon, anything like that. You can also find us on TikTok and YouTube, where you're currently watching us, and Twitter, right? At FC13 Podcast. Thanks so much, 13th Man Sports. And thank you to Simon from jumping on a little bit earlier if you missed him. Thank you.
Say the line.
Thank you to Paul. Thank you to Michael for setting this up. Thank you, Thomas, for here, and our guest and Patreon subscriber, John. Remember, listening and watching to the FC13 podcast is a lot like watching football through a microwave.
He said the funny line.